good evening, Podium Chasers. I hope you are all well. Welcome back to the show. It is, of course, Tuesday, which means only one thing, and that is the Formula Racing League at Timpson Super Sprint Series. Obviously, Timpson is great service by great people, apart from Chris Gedman. Actually, I'm sure he goes far beyond any other person in that establishment. So welcome everyone to the show this evening. As you can see by your screens at the moment, we are at the rather challenging, unforgiving Mount Panorama there, or Bathurst, which is probably a lot easier to say, but fabulous track, and that is going to bring up quite a few, I would suggest, rather close dices this evening. I've been watching the chaps in free practice, and a few words of note really. James in his Pink Pig has been off the track quite a lot actually in his Porsche so far this evening, so hopefully he will have managed to dial out some of those issues. Another thing that I wanted to mention is I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far this evening. It seems like we've had a lot of people doing a lot of work on their liveries, and I know you can't see them all there, but when we do start to focus on each individual driver, I think you're all gonna be very impressed. So, what we got? We've got 15 minutes left. Well, that shouldn't be right. It should be about 14 minutes left of free practice. What's the format for this evening? It will be the same as every evening that we do in terms of the Super Sprint. So, we're going to have... Hello, Mr. Alan Brown. Hope you're well. Good luck for this evening, mate. We're going to have two 25-minute sprint races. They will be split by shortened qualifying sessions. Now, previously, we just had a very short qualifying session for everyone. Don't be so panicity, Mr. Cooper. I don't know what you mean. In fact, actually, just whilst I've got a certain individual in, we'll get to the serious bit shortly, but Dow wasn't with us last week, which was a real shame. And, it made me sad because there was no one abusing me in the live chat. But I did think earlier on today, someone asked me a really important question and said, what's the name of a person and a computer that can work with one leg and has an amazing brain and is now a supercomputer? That's right, Adele. Alright, okay. End stream. Sorry everyone, bye. Anyway, cheers man, I'm going to need it. Nah, you'll be fine. You will be totally fine. So whilst we, let's get on to something more serious. I couldn't resist that, Dan, and obviously I just made that up right now, as you can tell. I think we've got 33 checked in. We've got to run through all those drivers. Remember, we do have the AM category as well as the Pro category all running together. And for those of you that are new, obviously on the information you can see on your screen, a green backing on a white number, that denotes a Pro category, and a red backing on their number denotes an AM category. So as you can see there, generally speaking, apart from Mr. Dean and his 998 BMW, you've got all the pros pretty much lined up together there. It is going to get interesting. Grandad joke, even better. It's the facial hair, mate. So yeah, qualifying session. But previously what we used to do, we used to run everybody together, and we used to just have a very short 10-minute session. Everybody went out together, and that was quite problematic, just because we had so many on track, so people weren't being able to find or create those gaps, or that was them being, shall I say, ruined by other people then getting in their gaps, if you know what I mean. So we changed that last week, and it worked very well. And I believe we're going to follow suit this week, so the AMs will go out first and have their qualifying session, and then once they've completed that, the pros will go out and do their qualifying session as well, so we get a true idea of those individuals' pace in both categories there. Dow says, right, have fun, he's got to leave. Okay, I love your brand of encouragement, Dow. Good, mate. Okay, thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it, and hopefully you'll come in a bit later on. So, 6 of you in so far, 4 likes, fantastic. That means there's 2 missing. You know what to do. Doesn't take half a second. And as you can see on the bottom of your screens, obviously we've got the SimGrid logo on there, and Timpson. We are obviously sponsored by Timpson, part of our continued growth, really. We're getting sponsors in left, right, and centre. Although I did have a quick look at one of our drivers who sent me a little snippet earlier, just a little bit of the livery. And Harry Goswell, I'm going to go to him now. Harry Goswell seems to have his own sponsor. Let's have a look. There he is, Harry Goswell. Let's see him come past. Let's see what he's got on the side of that car. Tesco. Well, every little helps, Harry. That's all I'm going to say. And let's hope you get some a little bit of luck this evening, shall we say? Right. Let's do a quick run through of who is signed in to race with us this evening. So in the pro category, can't find the server, Lurchies. Okay, mate. So just type in Formula Racing League. Have you signed in on SimGrid? That might be a question. So I'll run through that whilst Lurchies is having a look on there. So Terence Keenan's running the pro category tonight. Nico Veldman, Keddy, he's got a beautiful livery on, a brand new livery on his McLaren. Yeah, okay. Alan, Lurchies, you guys sort yourselves out. Thomas Knopek, sorry. Oh, ouchie. Oh, and Senator goes flying into the wall there. It is a dangerous track. We'll cover that shortly. Alan Brown's in this evening. Crazies. Sean Freeman's in. We've got a new driver in. I think it's Schenk. HQB. I'll double check on his details in a moment. Chris Pizzock's in with us again this evening. Domikos Kish, Mark Henbury, Bjorn Dale, Malt Poley, Junior Hughes is with us this evening. Alex Zakdal, he's also got a very interesting livery on his Honda this evening. We just saw Senatore going into the wall there. Ludovic Favietz is also in, and then Mattis Hellman is in. They are the pro guys that are currently checked in to race. Let's change. Let's have a look at Zakdal. You can have a look at that livery I was just talking about 1 moment ago. In terms of the AM class, Sven Corvin's in, James Williams in the Pink Pig is in this evening, Black Magic, Nigel Longdon, Ryan Blanchett, Ian, hold on, I know Ian is a new one with us, I think another one from the Run DJC stable. I think they're just getting everyone in there at the moment, which is fantastic to see, but let me find him on there. He's a bit further down the time charts. I'll find him in a moment. Harry Goswell, as we've already had a look at. Chris Schneider's in this evening. Anderson Albuquerque, as usual. Michael Massey's checked in, who's been having a very good run so far. Madchip is with us this evening, and Neil Woodward should be in. Captain Cajonas Mario Mariano is in. Mr. Pryor, Patrick Dean, and Lurchies are your drivers. And we have a lovely shuttlecock there. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Terence Keenan, what's he doing with his livery as he's wobbling around the track? Lurchies, if you're still watching this, if you've not got into the Discord chat, have you sorted yourself out yet? And that is pinging all over the place, isn't it? Well, I'm running good. So who knows? Right, let's talk about the track a little bit, shall we? Whilst we have got about 7-8 minutes left. So, Bathurst. Let's do a little track walk like we like to do every single week. Top down look at the track so we can look at it. We can split it up through sectors 1, 2 and 3. And obviously we can get a bit of a feel. And you can see there from the layout of the track, we've got one rather large back straight. Obviously we'll start off on the start-finish line into Howes Corner. It's really important to get on the throttle, get the turn into that corner correct. And then as we go up through Quarry Bend and we start to get towards the cutting, up the hill we go, very dangerous. We'll do it in the full lap guide, into Sector 2, and then we're going to come over McPhillary Park, then down through Skyline and the S's, the Big Dipper, Forest Elbow, and then, well, we've got all the way down the Conrod Straight, although that's got to tell you it's a hanger straight, so that isn't correct, needs to be changed, into the Chase, which has been problematic for James so far this evening, and then into Murray's to complete that lap. It is a very technical lap. So when we go in to qualifying, we'll do a full lap guide as we always do. Quick reminder to everybody, let's have a quick look at the Formula Racing League series when we are racing. Obviously we are Tuesday this evening, so we are got the super sprints. 8 o'clock UK time. On Thursday we have the, well, I think now infamous Rookies GT3 season. That's again 8 o'clock UK time. That's a 1 hour race with pit stops. That's always entertaining to watch. And then the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Fridays, again 8 o'clock UK time. That's the main dish, if you like, within our ACC offering on PC. And obviously we have a lot of endurance events coming up, so don't forget this weekend we have the Formula Racing League 24 Hours of Spa. absolutely can't wait for that. So you'll get to listen to me throughout the 24 hours, not for the entire 24 hours I should add, but you will if you're up early enough. Around 6-7 o'clock in the morning, you might catch a different type of stream from me, where I will be pretending to know how to drive. Indeed. So I'm very much looking forward to that, as Mr. Keenan shows us just what it's like to do the whole sort of toboggan-y down the hill there, which is a very real danger that everybody is going to have to navigate. And there you've got Pascal Petris there in his 97 Ferrari, a very, very nice livery, and you can see Keddy's McLaren is just sat in the foreground, and yeah, very bright, very, very nice. I'm just going to close that down. Okay, so we understand what we're doing with the track. We know who is in this evening. Keno's in the live chat. Good evening, Keno. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you've had a good day at work. I hope that foot is mending itself as quickly as you want it to. 5 minutes left, so we should bring ourselves up to date with the standings. Okay, so in the AM class, remember this is round 3. In the AM class, currently Michael Massey is leading that championship on 96 points in his Nissan. Ryan Blanchett is currently second in his Ferrari on 90 points. Stuart Pryor is third in his Vantage. He's on 85 points. Then we've got Stefano Barretto in the Lamborghini on 76. Black Magic is fifth in his Honda on 67 points. Chris Schneider is sixth in his Bentley on 59. Matthew Ings, seventh in the Aston on 47 points, tied with Mariano there. In his BMW. Harry Goswell in the Aston is 46 points in 9th place. Anderson Albuquerque is 10th in his Aston on 42 points, and he's currently tied with James Williams in his Porsche. So James is tied for the top 10, which is fantastic. Serkan Duran, the Lamborghini, is 12th on 41 points. Damstra's not with us anymore. Sven Corvin is currently in 14th place in his Porsche. He's on 36 points. Kokauskis is 15th in the Honda on 32, although he's not in with us this evening, I don't believe. Neil Woodward is 16th in his Porsche on 31 points. Ian Thompson in his Porsche, he's 17th on 28 points. Then we've got Idriani in 18th with the Aston Martin on 26 points. Not with us this evening, I don't believe. Madship is with us this evening. He's 19th in the Vantage on 24 points. Marcus Shaber and DSQ, so we don't need to worry about that one. In 21st, we've got Nigel Longdon in the McLaren on 24. Simon Turner, he's in another Porsche. He's 22nd on 23 points. Then Michael Herbert is with us this evening. He's 23rd in his McLaren on 18 points. Jan Hublet is 24th in the Aston on 16 points. And Breck Films is 25th on 6 points. So that gives you your AM standings. Oh, hold on a minute. Someone's sending me messages. Let's have a look at our Hot Wheels Mercedes of Dave Goodway, aka Crazy's former legend on the PlayStation. Is he a legend on PC? I don't know. Of course he is. Still not at work, but getting there, mate. Okay, good. I'm glad the X-Ray's better. No jumping around. You've got to let it rest, mate. You have to let it rest, otherwise you're never going to get back in the chair. Let's have a quick look at the Pro category then before free practice finishes. Thomas Nopek is leading the championship in his BMW on 101 points. Then we've got Chris Pizuk in the Audi on 88 points. Junior Hughes is third in his BMW on 80 points. And then Vincenzo Senatore is in fourth place in his BMW on 76 points. Cameron Martin is fifth on 70 points in his Porsche, and then we've got Bjorn Dale in the BMW who's in sixth place on 65 points. Paulie is seventh in the BMW on 60 points. Keddy is eighth in his McLaren on 57 points. Then we've got Terence Keenan in ninth in the Honda on 54. Sergio Osorio 10th in the Vantage on 50 points. We don't need to worry about Volkov because it says that he has been disqualified. Nico Veldman 12th in the Audi on 46 points. Then we've got Favets in 13th in the Ferrari on 44. Zakdal 14th in the Honda on 43 points. And then we've got Lipka in 15th in the Mercedes on 42 points. Very interesting couple of races he had last week, without a doubt. Eli as disqualified, so obviously gone to that league. Dave Goodway is only 17th on 37 points. Alan Brown is 19th in his Vantage, also on 37 points. Then we've got Mattis Hellman, 20th in the BMW on 27 points. Pascal Petris, 22nd in the Ferrari on 24 points. Sean Freeman in his Honda is currently 23rd on 18 points. And then we've got Mark Henry, 24th on 15. Delatoire's not with us. So Sheng in the Honda is the individual I was talking about earlier on. And by the way, I mean, you can see the paces there. Sheng has been sat at the top of those timing charts for most of free practice. So could be very interesting in the race itself. In the live chat, so anybody wants to, well, who are we supporting this evening? Yeah. Obviously you can't support yourself. Well, you can. You may be the only one doing that. But if there's anyone watching who's actually supporting any of the drivers, give a shout up and let's see. So we've got about a minute or so left. Track, let's have a look at the temps. So we've got an 18 ambient. There's Dave Goodway. Wants to get by. Who's 93? Is that Longdon? No, it's not. Yeah, so 18 ambient, 25 on track. It's decent temperatures. It's not going to mount the tyres. It's going to allow the cars to breathe more, so they can concentrate on getting the consistency in those laps. And as you can see, that McLaren goes a little bit wayward there. Let's try and pick out. Was that Michael? No, it wasn't. So Mr. Massey, there he is in his Nissan. Excuse me there. A little bit of coffee. Looking at Sheng Simgrid, he's a naturist specialist. I'm assuming you mean natural. He's only down 8 races and are all at this track. Wow. He should be quite good then, really. Yes, I did have a look at Mr. Longdon. And do you know what? As you're in, let's have a look at my Chip. Yeah, let's have a look, because let's see what kind of livery Mr. Chip is running on his Aston Martin just before this session finishes. There you go. That is a lovely livery there. Very, very nice. And let's find Mr. Longdon, because I did like his one. Evidently he had a long smile. You're going for Kenny top 5, says MS Racing -GT. It's a long one. Yeah, Kenny should be aiming for top 5 this evening, no doubt. But welcome MSR Racing, or MS Racing. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoy what we're trying to bring to everybody this evening. As we're just having a quick look, Bjorn is still out on track as well in his BMW in the 991. Right, we need to find Nigel. There we go. There you go, Chris. Oh, he's in the pits, but look at that beautiful long smile. We'll have a look at him more when he's out on track, just so you can appreciate exactly what he's doing there. So free practice is currently finishing. We shall put that on there. So it is ready. And Alex is still out. Oh dear. Floating around like a shuttlecock. If you saw the side of his car, you'll understand what I mean there. So we're just got to get into qualifying. As you can see, everyone is lining up in the grid. I'm expecting an absolute deluge of people to come into the stream now. Certainly from the pro category, because the AMs are all going to be out. Alex, I mean, I'm sure that actually said Alex Zachdal on his bonnet. Fabulous. Team Alex. Let's have a look. It does indeed. I like it. And it's even got the flag there as well. Beautiful. Good job.
Green light. Give it all you can.
Okay, green light. So we should have the AMs coming out to play. So let me come across here. First out the bag this evening is Mr. Blanchett. So Ryan in his Ferrari wants to get out there and wants to get this nailed. So you can see we've got 16 minutes of qualifying, so it's going to be split 8 minutes each. 8 minutes for the AMs and then 8 minutes for the pros. It works well. It does work well. So now we don't have to worry too much about doing stats and things. We can concentrate on the real meat and bones of why we're here this evening, which is of course the driving. I wanted to go on this particular camera angle so that you, the viewers, get to really understand and feel the terror that comes from driving around Bathurst in the Ferrari. Most certainly, and obviously we will do a full lap guide a little bit later on in qualifying, but we could just enjoy this. Just look at that, just meander around. No problem. Okay, and now onto Forest Elbow, and then the rather large Conrod Straight down into the run towards the chase. And Mr. Ian Thompson has gone yellow on my screen. One thing to pre-warn you, oh my word, oi oi Coop, said Mr. Gedman. Hello Chris, how are you sir? I hope you're well. I did give you a big shout at the start of the show in terms of Timpson, you know, and basically, you know, great service by great people apart from you. But yeah, I'm only joking. I hope you're well, big man. There seems to be so much going on at the moment. I'm not having as much time as I would normally like to stalk your streams, but I will endeavour to do that at some point this evening. Okay, as we get on to our first flying lap then with Ryan Blanchett. Now remember, Ryan is currently second in the championship, so, you know, he needs the points. He does need those points, doesn't he? And he's currently making his way down Mountain Straight, so into Quarry. Nothing in terms of drama there at the moment, and then up towards the cutting. This is the start of the climb up the mountain. I used to say hill, but I think hill's a bit derogatory to Bathurst there, but you saw we've got quite a bit of a slide on there. And that's not going to help it too much. Mr. Gedman says, I'm in Manchester for 3 days on a work course, Timpson work course. That's fine, that's great, it's good, mate. You know, I'm sure you'll be the life and soul of the party. I have done that every week. I have. I've done that bad joke every single week. I did a worse one earlier for Dal, but we won't go there. He promptly left the stream. But there we go. Anyway, so down the hill we come now. And I promise you, ladies and gents, this is going to get very, very congested. You've got to think qualifying position, you know, track position on this track is really important, because going up the mountain, you're not really going to be doing any overtaking on the way up. Yeah, as you see when we do our full lap guide, there is not the room. And you're not going to be doing it on the way down either. The only overtaking people ever do on the way down is, well, trying to avoid other people that are either in the wall or bouncing through the air. And that's generally the overtaking on the way down. So you've basically got the Conrod Straight into the chase here. And then you've got into the final corner, into Murray's, and into Howell's corner as well. They're your main areas where obviously you can utilise maybe a bit of late braking or, you know, better racecraft to make people try and make a mistake. But let's have a look and see what Ryan does. He does a 2:04.125, so provisional pole for him. Currently the quickest guy in the AM class, and Albuquerque is just at a 2:05.550. So track ambient is the same, it's still 18. Track temperature's cooled by 1 degree, and that's not going to make a huge difference. It's going to help them if anything. But in terms of what you guys and girls can see at home, obviously on the screens you've got their driver number. Remember, the red backing denotes that they're amateur, the green backing denotes that they're in the pro category. Obviously we've got the make a car, we've got the gap. We don't need to really focus on that at the moment. That's mainly for the race in terms of where they are to the next car in front. But the interesting one is the green, red and grey that you've got the last column there, because that's showing you what their delta is against their previous lap time. So we can see currently Ryan is almost 6 tenths up on his last lap, which is fantastic. Prentice just went P2 for a second there. Mad Chip, wow, here we go. So they are now starting to, well, they're starting to push the boat out a little bit, aren't they? So Mad Chip, as you can see in this Aston Martin, he's currently on provisional pole with a 2:03 flat, which is not bad at all. Michael Massey's second with a 2:03.535. So Mad Chip currently has half a second in the tank. Blanchett's going 4 tenths quicker than he previously did, and he's at 2:04.1, so that will put him at 2:03.7. Again, that's not going to improve his position, but it is going to pull him closer to that top two. You want to have a look at Chica's livery? Of course you can, my friend. Mr. Thompson, there he is, in his Ferrari. Again, I was saying at the top of the show, Chris, and I love the flags on the winglets. Yeah, the Scottish flag on the winglets. I was saying at the top of the show, there's been some serious work done on the liveries this week, and they all look absolutely stunning. Really, it's really, really cool. So let's hope Chica has a bit more luck this evening. Okay, so where are we? 9 minutes. So they've probably got 1 minute 40, 1 minute 30 left on this. Madship's still provisional pole for the AMS. Massey is still second. Blanchett third. Ian Prentice was the chap that was trying to remember the name of Prentice earlier on. So Gedman, you've had enough of cheeking out. Nico Valdman. Hello, Nico Valdman. How you doing? How you doing, Nico? Are you looking forward to the race this evening? What do you think? What do you reckon? And Brooker's in. Hello, Mr. Brooker. Let's go run a DJC team. Well, he's on your screen. One of your guys is on the screen at the moment, Ian Prentice, who I think this is his first race. I know I've been having a bit of chat in their Discord, but I think this is his first outing with us this evening. And obviously you've got Freeman, you've got Pizuk, and you've got Mr. Hughes in there as well. But I want to know, is a Mr. Brooker going to join us? Because Mr. Brooker, I've watched many hours of you along probably a year ago when you first came back onto ACC. And you were just grinding out in that yellow Porsche, so I think you should come and get involved and show us your yellow Porsche. Nico says, I'm alright, haven't had that much practice. Survival is most certainly the key, Nico. Got to keep that clean, keep it out of trouble on the way up and down the mountain, and then you will be totally fine. Assuming other people don't decide to bin it or use you as a dartboard, but we'll find all that out. Mad Chip is still currently leading the way with a 203 flats. Harry Goswell in his Tesco Aston. I did say every little helps, and he needs just a little bit at the moment because he's 3.5 hundredths behind, but you can see there from your screen he's currently 4 tenths down on that lap, so that's not going to improve him. Pete Dean in third place, he's half a second up at the moment. He's a 203.1, so if he can hold this lap together, we need to have a look at Mr. Patrick Dean in his BMW. If he can hold this together, he will take provisional pole away from Mad Chip. Blanchett's in the pits, Lurchie's in the pits, Corbin's in the pits, Mariano's in the pits, Williams is in the pits as well. So they are now completing their session. Oh, have you? Yes, yeah. Oh, how come, dude? How come? Why can't you race? You don't have to tell me, obviously, but it'd be pretty cool to know. Right, are we going to see who's in front? So that's Longdon in front in his McLaren. Is he going to be getting in the way as they come down into the chase, getting hard on those brakes? Again, we're going to have to brake across towards the pros in a very short period of time. But I want to see, and he is up, but Michael Massey's 8 tenths up on his lap, and that will stick him on provisional. In fact, that will put him and Patrick within about a tenth of each other. So as we see them cross the line, Patrick Dean a 2:02.587. Michael Massey, where is he? He's still up at the moment. He's a second up. Wow. Okay, these guys are going to be within a couple of hundredths of each other at this rate. I need to see the conclusion of this. Michael Massey, there you go, crosses the line with a 2:02.472. Not much in it with those guys at all. So congratulations, well done to you. Pro category, Marco Keddy, first one out the bag. Well done to the AMS. We'll see how that all pans out once this lot have been through and done their laps. So, Mr. Keddy in his updated livery, you can see just behind him you have the Hot Wheels Mercedes of Mr. Goodway as well. So we've got a lot, and then we've got a run DJC. So let's get on board with Keddy. First one out the bag. Let's get a lap guide done. So first corner is a left-hander into Howell's corner. So probably about the 70 metre board on the brakes there, down into second gear, get it turned in. Again, really important to get on the throttle there nice and early. Use all the curb on the right hand side, and then we'll full throttle all the way down mountain straight. Nothing to do here. Situational awareness is all we need to think about. Are we being dragged? Is someone in the slipstream? Where, just nail our braking points. Have a think about those bits. So asphalt on the left, on the brakes, down into third gear, took the car in, just wait a minute and now get back on the throttle again, all the way out to the left hand side. You can use all of that curve there. Now, tricky part into the cutting. We're going to hook the car in left, then we're going to straighten the car up hard on the brakes, down into first gear, then get it tucked in. Use the camber, use the mounting to help you pull you through there. And then where the tree is there's your turning point. Get the car hooked in. It should be flat through there, perfectly done. Do not touch that wall on that side. And then we're going to go across to the right. We're going to back off slightly. That was a tiny lift there, wasn't it, from Keddy? And then we can go flat through here, just get it tucked in. But you need to turn just before the hill. And then on the way down, now we're getting in towards the hill. On the brakes, down into fourth, down a gear, on the brakes again, down into second. Now we're just going to take the speed off the car, get it tucked into the dipper. As soon as you feel the car grip up, you're absolutely flat on the power again, all the way through this section. We're off the power early there to get the car straightened up so we can get it turned in nice and early through Forest Elbow, and then we've got the Conrod straight. So again, you can see there's a lot to think about. There's a hell of a lot to think about up and down the mountain in terms of where you're positioning the car, your braking points, your acceleration points, the balance of the car. I talk about that a lot, and we can go into that in more detail. So we go across to the right, up towards the chase. Obviously those braking boards have been taken out, so down on the brakes into second, get the car tucked in, don't touch that curb on the left hand side. You can probably just get away with that right one a tad. We go wide and then down into Murray's, which is the final corner. Again, around 60 metres hard on those brakes, get it trailed in, and now squeeze that throttle on and punch it towards the line. What's Keddy going to do? Keddy is going to do, 1 second ladies and gents, he goes provisional pole with a 2:02.260. Not too shabby, dude. But Chris Piszek, he has been all over the chat recently. And you know what? I've got a lot of time. In fact, I've got a lot of time for all the Run DJC boys. There's like Sean Freeman coming out. We've got 3. Seriously, was this your idea, Brooker? We've got all 3 out. Might as well just do a photo finish, but awesome. Chris is a good guy, and he's desperate for that first win within FRL. And well, we'll see as Zach Dow, he currently goes P1 with a 2:01.480. Thank you, Brooker. I appreciate that. Yeah. Most of the time, I think Junior's just winding me up because he wants me to focus on him a bit more. No, I'm joking. Oh, you torn your car? Oh. Ouch. That's awful, mate. Well, I wish you a speedy recovery anyway, certainly do. No, you're not, buddy. I know you're not. Right, anyway, so let's get back to this one. So Zach Dow's currently leading at the moment. Chris Piszek is in second place, and what's he? Wow, it's a good half a second down, but he's only about a tenth up at the moment. Keddy's currently sat in P3 as the War gets a nice little love tap there. So Junior Hughes, what can you do? Bear in mind, guys and girls, we've got yellow flags down the hill, so it's important that everyone else behind that, when they see that there are flags, you've got to respect that. You have to respect that, especially here. Yep, you need to be backing out. So Junior Hughes is currently fourth for the 2:02.447, and he's currently 4 tenths up. And Keddy's half a second up as well, so that's going to take him. It's not going to take him past Alex, but it will put him in second place. Junior Hughes, he could go into P3 if he can hold his lap together. So look at Mr. Dale. So Bjorn Dale, the 991 BMW, his last lap was a 2:02.6. And he currently is nearly half a second. He's 6 tenths up, which is impressive. Zach Dell, so Keddy goes in P2. Dave Goodway, well, he wants to play this evening. You're scared for Rookie. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's fine, Chris. Rookie, nah. The AMs are rapido. Yes, the AMs are rapid, and now these boys are out as well. And Chris, I totally agree. They are rapido. I have to talk about them all the time. It's very difficult, you know. But anyway, Bjorn Dale, as we're just watching his BMW, he sticks it on P3. That is impressive. We have got 1 minute 15 left of the qualifying session. Keddy's got in the pits. He's not coming back out. So Dave Goodway, he's got an opportunity. I think he's just probably clobbered the wall a little bit there, has he? And Sheng goes in P2. So remember, Sheng was absolutely flying. Look at that livery. Look at that livery on that Honda again. An absolute work of art. I love it when you see people with all their individual styles and a little bit about themselves. It's really good fun. It's really good fun, I think. So you've got Zach Dow, Sheng, Keddy, Dale, Goodway, Piszek, and Mr. Hughes. So who's up at the moment? Goodway's up, as is Junior Hughes. Petris is in 10th. Let's have a look at Mr. Petris, shall we? So Pascal again, another rather colourful. And who's he running behind? That's rather close. Harry Goswell, he's still... He's not running at the moment, is it? Because he's in the AM class. So Zach Dow, he's done. He's not going to do any more laps. So that's the gauntlet down, but he's only a 10th. What is he? A 10th, 1.4, 1400ths ahead of Sheng, and I'm sure Sheng is back out for another lap. No doubt. Let's get on board. Let's have a little listen. Let's have a little listen to that Honda, and let's watch those steering inputs as we go down the hill. Again, so on the brakes, down into third gear, get it tucked in, and again, you're constantly braking as you're on the way down the mountain, but you're also accelerating as well because you're trying to keep the car as steady and as level as possible. As, oh my word, Thomas Nopek, he decides that is a late comer with a 2:01.317, goes provisional pole. it's ramping up, isn't it? And you've got to remember, the track's also ramping up all the time as well. It's still the same, 18 ambient, 24 on track, and so we're still on board with Sheng. We'll see him complete this lap because everyone else is completing theirs and coming into the pits. Dale's up on his lap as well by a couple of tenths, and Chris Pizzock is also slightly up on his time, but not enough, I don't think, to be making any major inroads. So down towards the last corner into Murray's. He's got to get this breaking point right. He's got to trail in nicely, get on that throttle early, and that was a bit deep in there. Got a bit of oversteer as well. You just saw the wheel moving, so he took a little bit too much pacing. But hey, why not? I mean, there you go. Sheng goes. I'm gonna say pole. I don't think anyone's beaten that. A 2:01 flat. Sheng, well done. Not only is that a fantastic livery, but that's an awesome time as well. So that is absolutely awesome. We've got 14 in watching at the moment. Good evening, ladies and gents. You're just seeing the culmination of both the AM and the Pro category for qualifying, and they're all going to have a little bit of a rest now, thankfully, and then we're going to get into the real interesting stuff, which is going to be a 25-minute sprint races. No pit stops, remember. We don't have to worry about fuel or tyres. This is just absolute go. And there's usually very close, I would say, aggressive racing at most tracks. This is going to be something else. Good man. Okay. Thanks, Brooker. Yeah, I'll see you when you pop back in, mate. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. So, yeah, 14 in at the moment. I've got 8 likes, peeps. Come on. Press the like button. It takes half a second. It means a lot to me and it helps massively with the channel and getting it out to everybody else. So, let's return to garage. Let's go on with him for now. Let's go drive. Okay. Right, whilst we are waiting, and as you can see, only had one lap because someone crashed. That's unfortunate, Nico, mate. It is a wall of attrition, without a shadow of doubt around here. So, if you can finish, yeah, you're not spending a lot of time in the pits, you're doing all right. And I'm not saying it should be any other way, but that's where we're at. And 8th is not bad. 8th is not bad at all. But best of luck in the race, certainly. You can see, ladies and gents, if you look at the screen, it does appear to be getting a little bit dark. So we are at 6 o'clock in the morning, actually, for the race time. So it's now. We've got difference. Good reminder, as I always forget until you say Coops. Wow, thank you, Mr. Gedman. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. 12 degrees is the ambient. That's great. That's going to allow all of those engines to breathe and develop those horses nicely. But we've also got 12 on track. Now, a week or two ago, we did a 2-hour, on the PS5, did a 2-hour endurance race at Bathurst. And I believe it was 15:15 there. Consistency is key. Yes, you learnt that on your course today, didn't you, at Timpson? Key. Yeah. But there you go. So, whilst we're waiting for this to start, let me remind all of you of the race series. We don't just want to sit there looking at everybody. So we are today, obviously, we've got Super Sprints this evening. Awesome. I love Super Sprints, and you guys and girls are going to love that too. Rookies on Thursday, and then we've got the pure SimGear GT3 Fridays, surprisingly on a Friday. Remember, we've got the 24 hours of Spa coming up this weekend. I think it's a 2 o'clock start, 1 PM for free practice. I'm going to bring you the show on that front, quite a lot of that actually. But again, I did say earlier on, if you get up quite early, yeah, around 6-7 in the morning, and check out my stream, I'll be doing something other than comms. So I am going to be obviously setting the fastest laps ever around Spa. But that should be pretty good fun. And we haven't actually mentioned, why we're able to do this. Evidently, everyone that's with Formula Racing League, we've grown massively over the last year. From sort of 64 people on console up to well over 2,000 now across the platforms. And I think we are currently still the biggest on SimGrid, which is no mean feat. And that's all down to 2 things. One, all the hard work that goes in by everybody behind the scenes, all the admin guys, Dow, Chris, Crazies, James, Woodward. If I miss anyone off, it's not because I don't like you. No, it's not. All the hard work that goes on behind the scenes, all the work that goes into doing all the streams, the podcasts, the comms, putting on the events, and then you've got across PS4, PS5 as well. It's immense. the other reason is because of our patrons. And you can see on the screen now, we've got 3 levels of Patreon. It doesn't break the bank, and it allows us to be putting on all of these races. We've got multiple servers, practice servers up all the time, and you've always got an admin who will come straight back to you with any questions. So if you are not a patron and you are beginning to get involved in Formula Racing League, consider. Yeah, you can either pay that, or you could go to buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops, and I'll accept 100. That's fine. Anyway, they have started the formation lap, so we better have a little look at that, hadn't we? And who have we got else in the live chat? Chris Williams. Couldn't do it without the man behind the mic. There's loads of people that like to get behind the mic, Chris, but thank you. Another Chris. Oh, I guess opening the settings on the grid puts you back in the pits. Nico, if well, yeah. But however, one plus to that, Nico, is at least you're starting from the back. Yeah, so you should miss all the carnage and just pick up places. Yeah. Gedman says schoolboy error. Well, these things happen. Anyway, so this is the Formula Racing League. It's our Timpson Super Sprint Series on a Tuesday evening. No better way to do it. And if you need more stuff from me, I'm live tomorrow as well, and well, maybe a bit later on in the week also. But certainly throughout Saturday and Sunday for the 24 hours race, I shall be. And obviously we've got a rather huge event coming up the Sunday after. I'm doing 2 actually that week. Gedman would know, but yes, Dal's back in. That's it, guys. I don't need to talk to the live chat anymore. Dal and Chris are going to have a fight. I'll just let them crack on with it. 16 in currently. Let me know who you're supporting, guys and girls. Yeah, I don't bite. Everyone in the live chat won't bite either. Say hi. Give a shout out to someone. Ask some questions. Whatever you want to do. It's totally fine. That's what I like to get involved whilst we're doing the comms. So, currently, we are on board with Thomas, who's currently in P2. So, again, not quite driver's eye view, but it's just showing you the track's going to look different now. Not here long, just... Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, Dal, no doubt. But again, it's just giving you a different viewpoint in terms of how the lighting is different. Things will seem different when you're driving in different conditions in terms of the daylight. If the sun starts coming up and it's rather hazy, well, that might get in one or two of the driver's eyes as well. So there are multiple challenges that these guys and girls are going to have to deal with. What's going on behind us? Have a look. So you can see currently all in single file. You can see some weaving going on there by Zach Dow, trying to get some heat through the brakes into the tyres. They don't want to be cooking those tyres or the brakes, but they need them high enough. Remember, it's only 12 degrees on track. Time for an overtaking. That's the first challenge, Nico. You can do it. Yeah, I've got a tenner on it, mate. Supplied by Christopher Gedman at Timpson. Okay, now we're going to start forming up 2 by 2, and that's when we know things are getting close. So they've had their opportunities to put the heat cycles through. It's now business time. 19 of you in watching. Welcome, ladies and gents. You've joined at the right time. Don't go anywhere, because the first 25-minute sprint race is about to commence. Let's go on Helicam so we can really, really appreciate what's going to happen. 10,000 to 1 odds. That's fine. That's all good. That's all good. Or 100,000. A million. I don't care. Right, through Murray's we go. Onto the start. Finish straight. This is going to be pretty awesome. So the Formula Racing League Timpson Super Sprint Series on a Tuesday. Race 1 of this evening. 25 minutes. Absolute lights to flag. Nothing else to worry about. And we are just about to get underway. And we are underway already. So go, go, go. Let's get right on board with Thomas. And he goes diving up the... And he... Contact already with Sheng. I mean, come on. Thomas. I'm pretty sure there will be a steward's inquiry into that. I'm pretty sure there will be. Anyway, let's get back. Oh dear, what's happened there? I think we've had a bit of an issue, guys. But it won't let me replay it. If you see anything funny, remember to clip it for Coop's short channel. That's incoming. Oh, am I doing that as well now? Brilliant. So we've got 3 wide going up there, and I have just got yellow all over my screen. I did say earlier on that the sprints does usually produce some rather aggressive racing, and obviously now my screen has decided to pause, shall we say. So let's get on board. Let's get on board with Thomas. Finds himself in third now. Maybe he got himself a little bit damaged from that love tap that he did with Sheng earlier on, and the computer seems to have sorted itself out now, which is all good. So as we get prepared to go down through the S's for the first time, let's see how everyone is holding up. Keddy knows what my camera angles are, hence why he's put Keddy underneath the wing on that McLaren. Good work, dude. It was a dreadful start. It certainly was. I'm very sure now there's going to be a lot of tickets going in there. Sheng, I feel for the guy. Absolutely feel for the guy. I think it's his first race with us. Absolutely spanked it during free practice. Really well in qualifying and just taken out on the first corner. You know, you can't win a race at the first corner. I know it's only a 25-minute sprint race. I get that. But, you know, let's see what Thomas is going to do in the 99 BMW as we come up towards the chase. Brake lights are on. Nice little blip of flames there from Keddy. So that is your top 3 currently. So Zach Dow is in the lead, 0.7 seconds back to Keddy. Then we've got 0.3 back to Thomas. Mr. Dale up into 4th, and the 991 BMW is only a second behind. And then we've got Mr. Goodway. Look at that. Well, let's have a look at Bjorn. Let's have a look at that whilst all these battles are developing as they all come filing down. Keddy takes the quickest lap of the race so far with a 209.755. Evidently that's going to get that's going to come down significantly now that they're all running. Hopefully all running in clear air. So Bjorn's in 4th place. Dave Goodway in these Hot Wheels Mercedes, he's currently running in 5th place. Michael Massey, remember, Michael Massey's in the AM class. We know he's quick. He's leading that championship, so he finds himself mixing it with the big boys in his Nissan up into 6th place. You know, I have said before, I think the Nissan is a very underrated car. She is competitive, and I don't think the Nissan tries to kill you as much as all the other cars. Hence why I did the Series Coops cars on the YouTube channel. So have a little look and see if you agree. 2 drive-throughs. Okay, Del. 15 cars. Wow. That's shocking. Right, I'll work my way down to all that. So Pascal Petris is running in 7th place in his 97 Ferrari. Lovely FBR livery on there. Loving to see that. And then Mr. Dean in his BMW is currently running in 8th. Senatore, who we saw having some issues earlier on, trying to play ping pong with the wall in his BMW, he is currently running in 9th place. And then we've got Harry Goswell in his Tesco liveried Aston Martin. If you look at the winglets on the back, oh, it's going to slow down, Harry. Harry, slow down. Yeah, he's put my logo on the back. It's very kind of him, isn't it? Chris Schneider. There we go. Daniel Chris Schneider is currently running in 11th place. Cameron Martin's in 12th in his Porsche. And then Mr. Prentice, Ian Prentice, there you go, in his BMW. He's currently running in 13th. Unlucky for some, and his number's 666. It's going to be one hell of a race. Anyway, so Matthias Hillman running in 14th position at the moment in his BMW. Ian Thompson, Chico in his Porsche. Let's see how he's going to get on this evening. Zach Dow does the quickest lap of the race with a 2:02.182. That's a little bit better, isn't it? We want to see those lap times getting towards the 2:01s, most certainly. So Chica's running 15th. James Williams in his Pink P. He's currently running in 16th position. Do we have any damage on that? Let's get a bit of a closer view. Don't know if James got caught up in any of those shenanigans at the start, but his fog lights are flickering slightly, which usually means that there has been a love tap of sorts. And there we have Mr. Albuquerque running 17th place in his Aston Martin. And then your man who just had not had any look at the start there. So Sheng is back out, which is fantastic that he's actually still running down in 18th place. I know it sounds silly, it is only a 25-minute sprint race, but you saw what happened at the start there. Things can develop, things can change, yeah. And he comes into the pit, so either he's going to pull over and stop, or he's going to get something else fixed. Ludovic, where's Favets? He's still running. He's the other FBR racer in 19th position in his Ferrari. Seems to have a bit of company, though, in the form of Mr. Longdon. Into the chase they go. Is Nigel going to make a move? No, thinks better of it. He's just showing his nose, just trying to put Ludovic's off a little bit. Run down into Marines. Dale's gone. Dale has gone on my screen. Dale's tumbling down the charts here. So he's had an issue on the way down the hill, unfortunately. That is... You never want to see that, do you? So everyone now coming down there. Well, you saw that. That was, I think that was Blanchett. Got very, very squirrely there on the way down the mountain because obviously, I said before, you need to respect those flags. If you see one and hear one, you've got to assume someone's probably completely across the centre of the track at this place. And you could see he's probably just trying to scrub off a little bit too much speed there, hence where he got a bit out of shape. And was that... And Bjorn's gone off again, so Bjorn's got a lot of damage. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see his steering. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh dear. And he's just ported to the pits. Don't blame him. And Thomas also finds himself having some issues as well, which, you know, Schengen may say that may be karma for you. I don't know. I don't know at all. So Zach Dow's still leading this race at the moment. And what's his gap? 2 seconds. 2 seconds to Keddy. And obviously we are already in. We're already getting towards back markers. No, Nico, it didn't end well for a lot of people, my friend. Talk me through what happened to you, if you don't mind. So Zach Dow's got himself 1.5 seconds as we go up the mountain from Keddy. Then Goodway still in 3rd place. That's good. Mr. Dean, look at that. Finds himself up in 4th. Currently leading the AM class. Well done to you, Patrick. And then we've got Petris 5th. Senatore 6th. Harry Goswell is in 7th. 2nd in class for the AMs. And Michael Massey is 8th, 3rd in the AM class. Now, Goswell and Massey, those two have been developing a very, very close rivalry. Not a bad one. I mean, they're always vying for a change of a position. So I'm intrigued to see which one of those two will come out on top this evening. I think we need to actually get a bit of onboard action, don't we, so that we can see what's going on. So we're on board currently with Zach Dow. And he's just having a look at the two in front of him thinking, please don't kill each other. So BMW dispatched with next one in his sights. Lap 1 cold tyres, but the car didn't quite like. Yeah. 100%, mate. 100%. So, and that's Sheng. Is Sheng going to move out of the way? Nah, come on, Sheng. Although Sheng's probably thinking, I'm pretty quick. I can scamper away and rejoin the back of this race. But Zach Dow's just thinking, just do the right thing. But again, remember, blue flags within GT racing, you don't have to jump out the way. It's not Formula 1. It is just a bit of information to let you know that there is a quicker car approaching. So Keddy's on the hunt. Keddy's being hunted, though. No, he hasn't, actually. He's managed to eke that gap out. So Keddy in 2nd place. Dave Goodway, full 10. Wow. 10 seconds down the road. So your race, this is the battle for the race. We've got Zach Dow and Keddy, both Formula Racing League veterans. My new setup very well, mate, very well. I can't show you right now, but yeah, I did add certain couple of bits to the driving setup today, and I'm looking forward to jumping on there tomorrow and taking her for a whirl. Let's put it that way. I've got to get ready for the 24 hours of Spa to win. So this is a battle for the lead. I need to move a bit further down the grid. Look at the gaps that we've got here. So closest one is actually Goodway and Dean. So let's give these guys what they need. Patrick Dean currently running in 4th place. Remember, he's leading the AM class, so he's about a second behind Mr. Goodway, aka Crazies, in his Mercedes. What camera shall we go with? Well, let's just jump on board with him. Let's just see. Best part of the track as well. Tentative. Go. And see, the thing with the Beamer is, I think the Beamer's quite dull. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. And not in a derogatory way. She's bland. She's safe. Yeah, a couple of tweaks to that setup, and she's a safe car. Yeah, other cars going down there, we would have been soaring at the steering wheel. But the Beamer's very planted. She's very calm. She's got good torque through the gear range, which is, as I say, it's great. You know, you think about longer endurance races, you don't want to be fancy supercomputer, everything runs amazing, but push the replay button and it lags. Yes, that's right. That's exactly what happens to me, Dal. Every time I go replay, it pauses for about 5 seconds and someone's just done a new fastest lap of the race, and I missed that. In fact, it was Sheng. Okay, so Sheng down in 20th place. He's showing what pace he does have with a 2:01.690. We know he's quick. We know that he's got good pace. Most certainly. So Zach Dow still leading. He's eked that gap out to 2.2 seconds over Kenny now. Goodway's still third, who we're looking at on our screen. He's just eked that out a bit more. M4 even. I'm not bad-mouthing her, Chris. I'm just giving my opinion. Yeah, I'm allowed one of those. But yeah, no, she's horrible. No, she's not. So yeah, Pete Dean in 4th place. Remember, he's now leading the AM category. Senatore in 5th, 4.4 behind. Goswell 6th, second in the AM category, 1.6. And Chris Schneider. So where's Massey? Massey's dropped down to 11th overall. Remember, he was running just behind Harry Goswell. So potentially a bit of contact. Potentially the car giving way to the wall. We'll find out later on. So that elevates Chris Schneider up to 7th place, 3rd in class overall. Well done to him. And then we've got Cameron Martin. We haven't really had a look at a Porsche yet. Let's have a look at Cameron. Oh, who was that? Came off that at the wrong time, didn't I? So we have got 834. 834 is currently, that's Paulie, who parked. Oh, there we go. You just saw him getting all out of shape. Or was that someone else? That was Thomas got out of shape as well. So got to be careful now down here. People are at racing speed, remember, although they should be slowing down enough, certainly. Let's just take that view for a moment. Shane still got the quickest lap of the race, but we did just see Thomas also come falling down at the moment. And Keddy, how's he done that? So I'm pretty sure that there's been a mistake by Zach down there, because Zach down was 2 seconds ahead. I come away for a few seconds and boom, Keddy says, well, I'll have that. And he's now pulled himself almost a 2-second lead over Zach down. So the battle continues. It's just swapped over and we've got 12.5 minutes left. So we're halfway through this first sprint race of the evening. Action all over the shop, as you would expect. Where did I get to? We were looking at let's look at Cameron actually in his Porsche. So Cameron's running 8th at the moment. Yeah, so Zach Dow's 9/10ths down on his previous lap, so definitely had an issue there somewhere or other. 18 currently watching. Thank you everybody. If you haven't pressed like, please do so. It takes half a second. If you want to see all the other stuff that goes on in this series, as again, a bit of a Coop's curse there. Cameron goes wide at House Corner, and you can see flickering away, and that gives Mr. Prentice in the 666 BMW from Team Rd3, gives him an opportunity. So let's get on board and watch that opportunity. That one. Right, into Quarry we go. And Brooker's back in. Good man. Hope they're all being pleasant over in the team stream. I'm sure they are. Maybe, don't know. So Ian's running about a second currently behind Cameron. Again, you've got to think we've got a AM driver and a pro driver, and a lot of people will think, well, you know, there must be a huge difference. When you saw Cameron Martin get all out, I've got a feeling something bad is going to happen very, very soon, because that Porsche in front does not look like she's particularly happy or in full control at the moment. But again, this is what happens. Everything comes at you so fast on this track. It's unbelievable. You're literally half a second, you know, half a wheel off where you should be. It's going to put you out for that entire sequence of corners, and you don't get second chances here. Good. Brooker's cursed. Good man. Right, anyway, in towards the chase. Let's see what the Porsche in front does. You can hear is absolutely putting everything into this in his Beamer. That was nice there by Cameron in front. No issues. A little bit of dust kicked up, which is good. And then into Murray's. So those two look pretty well gapped, don't they? Has to be said. So Thomas is now running in 10th place. Remember, Thomas had that issue with Sheng, as I think he's just going into the pits at the moment. He is going into the pits from 19th. Remember, at the start of the race, those two came together with a, well, it was a rear quarter love tap, certainly was, and that certainly caused some rather huge damage. I've got two yellows on my screen at the moment. Number 41, that is James Williams. I did say earlier on that pink pig was giving him some issues. Let's get on board, and he comes into the pits. So 9.5 minutes left of the race, and James, whatever damage he's picked up, he's evidently thinking, you know what, if I lose a bit of time, so be it, but I need to finish the race, which is exactly what you should be thinking. These are mini endurance sprints. That's the way they need to look at it. Vincenzo is still running. We've got another one off there. Who's that in front? That looks like Zagdow. Zagdow's dropped down to 4th. It is Zagdow, blimey. So Alex, his Honda in front, you just saw him, he was completely off the track there, so he's not having the best of times at the moment. Maybe in that battle with Keddy earlier on, he just took too much out of the tyres on that Honda, but again, you saw getting a bit of snap of oversteer on the way out there, and now down the Conrod Straight, and this doesn't even look like it's going to be a competition, does it? No, absolutely walks by him. So Zagdow's carrying damage. Let's have a look at his bonnet. Has he got floppy bonnet syndrome? Well, it would probably help if I actually went onto his car, wouldn't it, really? Are we floppy bonnet? She's not handling it well, is she? Not at all. I think Zagdow, get in the pits, dude. No, he's going to carry on. That is brave. So he's got Chris Schneider behind in his Bentley. Let's have a listen to the Bentley. We haven't given the Bentley any real time. Zagdow's going to be losing a lot of points, but he's probably thinking now, is it 8 minutes to go? And who's that off in front? That looks like Harry Goswell. It is Harry Goswell in the Tesco Aston Martin. So Harry's had an issue there as well. He pulls into the slipstream there. He's looking to see if he can get a tow. See if he can maybe get that position back into Quarry. Is he going to? Don't know. Let's have a look. Let's watch from this angle on the way up the mountain there. So on the way through Quarry, again, now we're coming to the section where we've got to have this left-hander. We're going to straighten the car up and get on the brakes, then use, there you go, on the brakes, then use the mountain, use the elevation to drag the car round. Are we going to go flat through here? No, slight lift there, but that's all good. Harry, that Aston, she should be pretty quick round here. And now we come to the, well, hold on, ladies and gents, and see what happens. Look at the speed they're taking. Look at the absolute speed they're flying through here. Look at it. Oh, he's left the door open then. Harry's going through. Harry's going to take that move. But has he made it stick? As they go down, late onto the brakes, up the inside. And Harry Goswell, opportunistic move there. So Chris Schneider now, well, he's now in a position where he had the ascendancy there. No doubt he was being put under pressure, no doubt at all. But now you've got a position where the Bentley's going to open her legs, stretch her legs. That's probably a better way to describe the Bentley. As he pulls out side by side into the chase. This should be inside line for Harry, which it is. And Chris Schneider tucks in just behind him. Fantastic racing we've got going on here, and this is for 5th and 6th place. Remember, more importantly, this is for 2nd and 3rd place in the AM category. So this is really important. This is for the championship, it's for position, it's for real points. So, you know, these two aren't just having a Sunday drive. This one means something. So great racing by those two. That is currently the closest battle that I've also got on track at the moment. Massey's down to 11th. Ian Prentice has moved up a spot to 7th, which is pretty good for him. Cameron Martin in his Porsche, therefore, has dropped down a spot as Chris Schneider pulls out, looking to attack again into Quarry. I mean, I can't see him driving around the outside of him into Quarry. Surely not. Now, who's going to be the bravest in there? They both take the racing line in. Harry, does he squeeze him? No, he doesn't. They both give each other more than enough room. We've got 5.5 minutes left of this first race, and they're going to do it all over again up the hill. But, ladies and gents, what we haven't done this evening, which we have to, because it is the law. So we'll have a little bit now. Enjoy. Apologies to all involved. Wrong place, wrong time by Mr. Chris Pizzuk. I take it you were involved in that rather large gathering at the beginning, mate, which is unfortunate. Boom. Sparks flying. Love the Aston. Oh, and who's that? That I think is Michael Herbert, because that's Keddy's previous livery on his McLaren, so that has certainly helped. That's helped Mr. Goswell out. Anyway, so Keddy's still leading the race. Dave Goodway now finds himself in 2nd place. obviously, because we've had all of those issues. Or this could be interesting. The Crazies is coming up to take on the Pink Pig. To original FRL people there, and you died. That's sorry, mate. Well, you've come back to life in the chat. That's all good. That's all good. Yeah, so these two are watching on track at the moment. James Williams and Crazies are evidently two original members of Formula Racing League, i.e. James started the league, and I think Crazies probably joined him very, very quickly thereafter, so... Disappointing. Disappointing! I was hoping they were going to have a titanic battle, or James was going to try and hold him up there, you know, just to have a bit of a laugh, but no, he let him by, which is great driving. You know, doesn't need to be holding him up, I get that. And Alex is now down to 10th. This man is having a stonker. A terrible race even. And, well, he heard it, and he's gone into the pits. So, a bit further down the grid, Hellman's running in 11th. That Beamer looks like she's had... better days at the front, most certainly. Michael Massey, remember, he was running third. He's got floppy bonnet syndrome quite clearly on that Nissan, so damage limitation for him at the moment. Just over 3 minutes left of this first sprint race of the evening, and that is unfortunate. So 13th place, we've got Petris, one of the FBR boys, in his Ferrari. Albuquerque 14th in his Aston. Just having a pretty steady race at the moment. Mr. Longdon in his, wow, in his beautiful, I do like that livery, I do like the livery. Long smile. Then we've got Mr. Williams. Ludovic is running currently in 17th place. Paulie is in 18th. And we did say at the start, this is all about survival, and it certainly is about survival. So Paulie's in his BMW 204.332 was the last lap. Quickest lap of the race is still held by Sheng, who's running in 20th place. We'll have a look at him in a second with a 201.690. Fresh Brizzle, aka Alan Brown, in his Aston Martin. He's still running this evening in 19th place. Let's have a look at her. Oh, she looks good. Doesn't look like she's got a load of damage on, so Briz is just making sure, I think he's just playing safe. He wants the points. 2 minutes left on this one. And then Sheng, there he is. There's our Sheng in 20th place. Absolute pace on this guy. Harry Goswell, that is just in front. So Sheng is, wow, he's obviously making waves. All those two have caught him, and he's having to get out of the way. Neil Woodward, I apologise, Neil. I'm going to give you much more airtime in race 2, because I do really like the livery. Really like the livery on that 999 Porsche there. Certainly eye-catching. Again, I told you before, guys, there's been some absolutely amazing liveries on show this evening. Blanchett there is currently down in 22nd. Remember, high hopes for him after qualifying, but no doubt was caught up in that melee at the beginning. So, unfortunately, he's down there. Mad Chip in his Aston Martin is running 23rd. Black Magic's in 24th. There he is in his 600 Honda. Mariano in the 13 BMW, running in 25th place. Bjorn Dale's in 26th. Junior Hughes still going, not where he would want to be, most certainly, is running in 27th place. No doubt he got caught up in that. Chica's still running as well in his Porsche. I like that's a nice Porsche. 45 seconds left of this one. Michael Herbert's running in 29th position. Who's he got behind him? Mr. Neil Woodward. Well, I was just going to say, Neil flew by him, and I hope Neil's not dead, because, I mean, he absolutely flew by him. I'm sure that was Michael just backing out slightly, but I was expecting to see someone flying over that wall at that stage. Who else we got? Sean Freeman is still running as well, which is good to see. Terence Keenan is in 32nd place. Let's have a look at Sean. We ain't given Sean any airtime so far this evening, as he's chasing down that BMW. It's a real shame, actually. Real shame. So Chris Pizuk in the pits. Lurchies in the pits. Sven Corvin in the pits. And Nico Velman in the pits as well. That is the current running order. Come on, Sean. Get a pass. I mean, we know the Honda does try and kill you at every available moment. Almost time for Q2. Indeed. Indeed it is. So, Keddy, let's have a look at our current race leader, and let's get on board with him. Let's enjoy. Let's see what it feels like to be the king of the mountain for race 1. Touchwood, it stays that way. Over the hill, get it tucked in. Jan is in. Good evening, everyone. Go James, Chica, Woody, Keddy, Brizzle, Chris Pizzic. Just name them all, Jan. Name them all. I hope you're well. Good to have you with us, mate. Good to have you with us. It has been eventful. It certainly has. Been very eventful in this first race. Essentially, there was just a huge pile-up in T1, as you would expect, and that kind of hasn't set the tone for the race, but that's obviously put a lot of people massively out of position. No more so than Junior Hughes, Chris Pizzock, and Sheng, I have to say. Right, so down the Conrod Straight for the last time. Keddy comes into the chase on those brakes. No mistakes now. Just take it easy. You don't even have to push now, Keddy. Don't even have to push, buddy. As we come in towards Murray's for the final time. There's some interesting place finishings here, but across the line, Marco Keddy. Well done, buddy. Fantastic. P1 for you this evening. A race winner. That was a great, great result by you, and very well deserved. Good battle that you had there. Let's put that. Still haven't fixed that. Still haven't fixed that particular thing. Anyway, we'll get them to fix that next time. So, Kenny, well done. Dave Goodway. Crazies. Second spot. Well done. Those wheels must certainly be hot. And Patrick Dean in his BMW on the podium overall. 3rd place. But also first top spot for the AM class, so that means Senatore is 3rd in the Pro class, so well done to you, Vincenzo, as well. Harry Goswell, P2 in the AM category in his Aston Martin. Well done, buddy. And Chris Schneider, those two had a very, very good battle in that first race. Chris Schneider finishes 6th overall, 3rd within the AM category. And then Ian Prentice, that's not a bad effort. Is that Chica flashing in the background? In 7th place. Cameron Martin finishes 8th. Thomas Nopek in 9th place for you this evening. Mattis Hellerman finished in 10th. And then we had Michael Massey. He's just coming around to finish in his. John must just looking at the new system, see how it works. Alright. I'm driving P. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people out of place, Nico. There is a lot of people out of place. Not saying he's not quick, because evidently he is, but there's probably 4 or 5 of the pros that should be further up from my experience. So, Massey in 12th place. Pascal Petris is going to finish in 12th place. Longdon in 13th. James Williams finished 14th. That's not too bad, James. Well done to you, mate. Paulie finished in 15th. Ludovic finished 16th in the end. And then Albuquerque's just come across the line, 17th. Alan Brown, 18th. Sheng finished 19th. I am 100% sure he's going to want to put things right in race 2. Woodward rounds out your top 20 in his FRL Porsche. And then we had Blanchett 21st. Manchips in 22nd. Blackmagic 23rd, just crossing there. Mariano 24th. Zach Dow. What happened to him? Get in the chat, Alex, and tell me what happened. Went from P1 to P25. Bjorn Dale 26. Junior Hughes obviously caught up in that stuff at the beginning, so he finished 27th. Ian Thompson in his Porsche 28th. Pryor 29th. Herbert finished in 30th. Again, I love that livery. It's beautiful. Sean Freeman 31st. Terence Keenan 32nd, and then people not finishing the race. We had Chris Pizzock. Adam Scrace, which is Lurchie, Sven Corvin, unfortunately, and Nico of Veldman. And that, ladies and gents, is your official finishing order for race 1. So now what's going to happen is they're all going to have a little breather, which they're doing right at this moment in time. Then we're going to get straight back out for qualifying 2. So it will take exactly the same format as the first one. They're going to have 8 minutes each. 8 minutes for the AM guys, and then 8 minutes for the pros, and then we're going to do this all over again. And all I'm thinking is, if we could get a clean start, we could have some brilliant battles out there. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Right, quick bit of H2O. Excuse me. Right, so who is going to get out first of all whilst we're waiting for that to happen? Let's go in there. Let's have a quick look at our patrons again. Just a quick reminder to everybody, £3 gets you your supporter level. And this is monthly, obviously, but you can start and stop this whenever you like. It's not it's not like a mortgage. And then we've got the elite level, which is £5 a month. That gets you your driver number, your reserved seat in each competition we do. Entry into the FRL Lotto. You get a number logo designed by James himself, coaching, and a new to PC sim racing guide. If you are coming across down to the Chaos one, yeah, I know, yeah, indeed. That's unfortunate, mate. And then you've got the A level, which is £5.50, a mere 50p extra a month. So you get everything in the elite level, but also you get yourself overlays for your streaming. So you get banners for your streams. There's usually prizes. You can have simple dashes. Kenny gets involved in a lot of this stuff. ACC icons for Elgato Stream Decks, if that's what you've got. And Kenny will do you a custom livery, which if you look at the thumbnail for this particular event, you'll see my Aston was designed by the one and only Keddy. So it's all good. But yeah, that's what we've got going on there. And live chat at the moment, we've got 12 in. Everyone's taking a break. That's totally fine. I get it. But it would be quite good if you could get back out, guys. That's an idea, isn't it? I do want to know why that hasn't been fixed yet. That's right, I'm just listening to the commentator on the game. He's good. He's good. He knows what he's talking about. This is the best result I could have had there for your first race. Okay, Prentice, Evil Scotsman, good man. Wasn't bad, dude, but how did you find it? How did you find it? Was it what you hoped? Was it a bit more crazy than you thought? Was it... I'm always interested to get the feedback on from our drivers, new and old, just to see if there's anything else we could do to help things along, really. There we go. I would say about time, but that would be quite rude, but about time. Right, anyway, so who's coming out first? So that looks to me like an Aston. Loved it. Everyone was kind. They did good. I've got to say, Ian, they are a good group, mate. I know Jar will have told you that, but they are, you know, people once they get into FRL don't really, I mean, they do racing over leagues evidently, but it's a good place to be. As Blanchett does exactly what he did in the first one and says, nope, I need to be going first. So let's have a look at him. In fact, I'm going to stay with Mr. Albuquerque. Now, disclaimer to everybody that is watching this part gets rather frustrating, okay? And you guys are going to go, well, what do you mean by that, Coops? It's very simple, because for some reason, because we've moved into a second qualifying session, the broadcast software, there is a slight bug in there, and it doesn't ever put people in the actual order they should be during a shortened second qualifying session. So, you know, it's not a case of, well, where are they really? It won't show me. And it won't show you either. So they'll all just be as they are now. You can see the random numbers, which is frustrating, and I'm trying to get that fixed. Just so you know. Just so you know, and you think I've gone mad and I'm missing something. I am not. But good, Ian. I'm glad you enjoyed that race, mate. I am glad. Right, down the Conroy Straits, we're going to get some quicker laps. I'm going to start moving shortly. 16 in at the moment. Good evening. You're joining us. This is the start of the second qualifying session for this evening. We've already had a 15-minute qualifying session, which is split. 16 minutes, which is split for the AMs and the pros. And then we've had a pretty, well, eventful 25-minute sprint race. We are now into, as you can see, just a minute and a bit into the AM qualified session, which will set their positions for race 2 this evening. Which is all good. Most definitely is. So, can you all see that it's not in the right place? Yes, of course you can. So, we're just going to have to wait. So, at the moment, Sven Corvin is P1 at the moment. He hasn't crossed the line yet. But that's a nice Porsche. You know what? I saw that Porsche earlier on today, and I thought, I want to give that some airtime this evening. It's quite unique. Why don't I change? That'll make it even more complex. I was just thinking I could change the information that's given out on the screen to everyone, but if I do that in terms of personal bests, there's just going to be a million times on there that's going to look cluttered. So I think I won't bother. But anyway, at least you can see what it is doing correctly is it is giving us the fact that all the AMs are out. I mean, we can see that. They've all got the red backgrounds on the number, so we know that they're all AMs. And then you've got all the green guys down the bottom and further down, which you can't see, are all in the pit. So that's that. At least that's something. So, is Sven the quickest? No, he's not. Well, what we're going to do then, whilst we're waiting for that, Pizzic for podium, Kenny for the win, Hoops for president! Or Prime Minister. I don't know, I don't mind really. But yeah, no, Pizzic... Well, we know Chris is fast, Jan, right? We all know Chris has got some really good pace. And I just think he got unlucky in that last one. If he can get clean... And I think what needs to happen in this one, when we get started for this race... is that people decide not to try and kill each other into turn one, which I have to say, I've got to call a spade, you know. Thomas Knoppek, he dived in. That move probably wasn't on. I mean, he might turn around and say that Sheng was a bit too, you know, a little bit too careful into T1 there, but at the end of the day, he was leading the race. It's down to the guy behind to either get a clean move done or not. And that was the domino that started everything. So Chris Schneider, someone decides to set a time. Good, Chris Schneider with a 2:03, but then Mr. Patrick Dean goes a 2:02 flat. Good, we're getting some times. What you can see though, you are seeing it is giving you the numbers. Right, it is giving you the numbers of where they are. Because look, Mr. Dean, yeah, with the stop clock next to him, is in P1. It's just he's not at the top for whatever reason. Which is a bit... And do you know what? Let me actually... Just bear with me. Let me just try something. No, that didn't work. I don't want to break it, obviously. Briz says his car was totaled. Yeah, well, at least you finished at the end, though, mate. Did you go in the pits, or did you just run it? Did you just limp it till the end? So, Dean is currently in first place, and we've got Mad Chips in second, and here's Aston. Who's in third at the moment? Chris Schneider is in third place. Blanchett in fourth. Goswell's in fifth. And then we've got Pryor sixth. Longdon seventh. This is like... Anyway. Prentice is in 8th place, Massey's 9th, and then in 10th, who have we got in 10th? Then we've got Black Magic in 10th, Albuquerque is 11th, Lurchies is 12th, Corvin is 13th, sorry, and then we've got 14th is Mr. Williams, and 15th is Mariano, 16th is Woodward, 17th is Herbert. You can see what I'm having to do here. It's not what I want to be doing. Christopher Gedman, message retracted. Could you please put your message up again, Mr. Gedman, so I can see what that message was? Hope you're not swearing at anybody. Right, let's come away from... There you go. Let's have a look at his sectors there. So 38.6, 56.3 and a 27 flat. How epic is the PS4 and PS5 Taco series? We have over 80 plus drivers getting involved with COMMS on all 3 tiers for PS5 as well. Magnificent. What Chris is trying to say, if you're not following that, is if you don't have a PC and you've got a PS4 or a PS5, now please take note, PS4, yeah, a lot of other leagues have just folded and binned off the PS4. We haven't done that at all. We charge everyone £500,000 a year to join on the PS4 and then question why they haven't got a PS5. But no, I mean, Chris is right. We've got over 3 tiers. We've got comms on every single tier. Pioneered by me, thank you. And, you know, it's the absolute jewel in the crown on the console. Pioneered by me, thank you. Yeah, no, it is brilliant. I totally agree with him. It is brilliant. And you will always find Chris out there driving, offering to help. He's a good guy, and that's it. I'm not saying any more about it, Chris. Yeah, I don't hear you when you're driving around on your streams, you know, saying the odd blue word, turning around and saying, please go and watch Super Sprints. Alright, time to go pray. Crack on, Nico. Good luck, mate, on the... Good man. Good man, right. So, I have no idea really where everyone's finished in the AM category. I know Patrick is still in first with a 2:01. Do you know what? A sub 2:2. That's impressive. What we got temperature-wise? 18 ambient, 24. So, the same as qualifying 1. But nevertheless, that is still pretty good. 34. That's crazies. As you can see, they're just trying to make their way through. Are you giving me scouts on there, Chris? Because I can't see. He's bonkers. Is Mr. Gedman. Anyway, so you're probably looking at this now thinking, well, what's going on here? You know, we've got... all the numbers are all different, and it looks like we've got pros out and that. Well, you know, we're running 2 qualifying sessions within 1. So the AMs have just had 8 minutes, and they've been out there and got theirs done. The pros, we're looking at crazies at the moment. Remember, finished P2 in race 1. That's a great result for him. I hate that bump of death there. You're just waiting for the car to get really unsettled. And now the pros are up. They're going to do their session. Once that's finished, I will then be able to give you the actual order for race 2, and that only happens when we have a second qualifying session in the middle of a broader session. Yeah. But yeah. Who's already popped a lap in? Nobody as yet. Okay, and we've got Woodward just behind. Into the chase, hard on those brakes. Down into Murray's then, and we're going to get a decent lap. That's the question. Let's keep our eye on what Crazies is going to do. Cross the line. Where are we at? Right, it needs to update for me on here as well, which it hasn't done as yet. So Dave's... oh, that was his... okay, that was his first lap. Okay. Into the quarry. Let's stay on board. Let's have a look at Crazies. Again, I like to watch the steering input so we can try and get an understanding. Straighten up on those brakes, get it tucked in, squeeze on that throttle all the way out to the outside. You can use a tiny bit of that curb on the right, but not too much. Treat, turn, keep it flat. He's definitely got the setup nailed on this Mercedes, without a doubt. Is he going to lift here a little bit? Tiny bit. Committed. And then turn now. He should be able to be flat through there. Again, that was a momentary lift, if that, as we then go in towards the S's. And who's that in front? Oh, managed to just get out of the way. That would have drawn his eye. That definitely would have drawn his eye away. So he may have lost a tenth or two just by being extra cautious there. And you can see he ended up being deep, and I knew he was going to do a little loop tap on the wall there. That's my favourite place to show some love. But we are going to get a time out of this one, which is good. And who else? So Junior Hughes is out as well. Pits. So Ludovics, that was right. Okay, so the Ferrari, we saw that green and black Ferrari there, having a little bit of a wobble on the way down the mountain. He's now back in the pits, probably just getting a little bit of repair done, and then we'll be back out again as Crazies comes across the start-finish line. What have we got, Crazies? A 2:01.980. Good lap. Not better than what Patrick Dean's done in the AM class, a 2:01.865. Wow indeed. Fabulous. Patrick evidently has a soft spot for the mountain. Fresh Brizzle is out under pressure. Who's that behind him? That'll be Junior Hughes. There he is. No, that is not Junior Hughes. That's Junior Hughes. Got a move done on Fresh Brizzle. Obviously just getting himself into more clear air. Again, you can see on your particular timing screens as Dave Goodway is currently purple, which, well, that could be promising for him. Second lap in, tyres are getting more in the window. Track is evolving all the time. Harry Goswell, live chat, was a second up after the first sector before touching the wall. I thought you had it in the bag for life there, Harry. I've really got to stop doing that. Anyone that watches this and thinks, let's get Coops in, they'll be like, no, let's not. His jokes are absolute... I'm not even going to say the word that I've got in my mind, really. So, Mr. Goodway, he's still up, as is Junior Hughes. So, those two are trading. You can't see it on your screen. Well, you can, actually, because you've got Goodway and Hughes. You can see that both up on their previous lap times, but you can't see what that is. I can see what's happening sector through sector, and almost in real time, corner by corner. I can see that they're both up at the moment. Dave Goodway still looking purple. So where's he coming down to? He's just coming through the chase, and then Locker Lowe's just behind him. Okay, so we'll watch Dave over the line, then we're going to have a look at Junior Hughes. Freeman's out as well. Sheng is out. I'm going to be interested to see what Sheng can do. Right, what are you going to do? No, he's not going to better that. He's not going to better that, is he? No, he's not. A 2:01.9. Still can't quite get the better of him. Mr. Junior Hughes, what's he done on his lap? 2:02.1. Wow. Wow. Someone's just dropped that into third place, but I can't see that from here, unfortunately. So we've got a minute and a half left. Sheng. I did say I was waiting for him. Sheng goes a provisional pole with a 2:00.975. The man, or the lady, has some serious pace. Cannot deny that at all. So Brizzle is still out. He's done a 2:04. Freeman is also out. He's done a 2:02.8. Bjorn has done a 2:02.437. Zach Dow is all yellows at the moment. You can see him there. He's just in the wall as Keddy comes by. So Alex is not having the best of outings really on the mountain, is he? Nico. Well, let's have a look at Nico, shall we? Because Nico's obviously been having a little chat with us, which is fantastic. I love that when the drivers come on and have a chat with us as well. Let us know how they're getting on. So let's have a look. And he's in the Audi of Death. Oh dear. Let's have a little listen to the Audi, shall we? He's a brave man. He's braver than me. I wouldn't be taking the Audi around here. Right, let's see what she does to him down the mountain. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. So Sheng is still holding provisional pole with that 2:00.975. Keddy's in 9th place at the moment by the look of this. Chris Pizzock is, oh my word, and Thomas Nopek. Remember, Thomas is leading the championship, but we all know what happened in race 1, don't we know? We had Sheng in P1 and Thomas in P2. Currently, I've got Sheng in P1 and Thomas in P2. Right, let's see what Nico can do as he's going to come across the start-finish line for the last time in qualifying. Where are you going to go? Where's that going to put you, Nico? Oh. Great noise. Right, so everyone is coming back into the pits, as you would expect. Let me just make sure. Okay. What do we want? We're going to have a race cap there, aren't we? We want to have. What do we want? let's do something a bit different for this one. Let's go for positional delta, so we can really see. Could have been better. Solid lap. It was a solid lap, mate. I watched it, so you can watch that one back. Put that one in the bank. So anyway, for race 2, we've got Sheng is on pole again. Thomas Nopek finds himself in second place again. Please don't touch, boys. Keddy's in third. Zach Dahl in fourth. We know those two. Well, they had a fantastic race in race 1 together, didn't they? Junior Hughes in fifth. Patrick Dean in the AM class in sixth. That's an absolute stonking lap. Although Hughes will be happy, he's back towards the sharp end of the grid. And Nico Veldman seventh. That's a solid, mate. It's a good lap, dude. Dave Goodway in 8th, Chris Pizzuk 9th, and Senatore in 10th. And then we've got Bjorn Dale 11th, Sean Freeman 12th, Michael Massey 13th, Pascal Petrus is going to start 14th, Blanchett 15th, Madchip's going to be 16th, Ian Prentice qualified 17th, Chris Schneider 18th, Alan Brown 19th, and Harry Goswell is bringing up the top 20. Can we stay on Helicam so we can see what happens? Yeah, if you want. If you want, it's fine. I don't mind. Longdon 21st. Certainly, mate, we can do, yeah. Longdon is going to be 21st. Stuart Pride 22nd. Woodward 23rd. Albuquerque is going to start in 24th place. Black Magic 25th. Thompson 26th. Lurchie's 27th. Mariano 28th. Corvin 29th. James Williams is going to start in P30. Michael Herbert 31st. Paulie 32nd. Hellerman 33rd. Cameron Martin is going to start 34th, and then Ludovic Faveits is going to start 35th. Terence Keenan 36th. And I want to go back. I've got a question. I'm going to pose it to James Williams after the race, because I think James qualifies in 30th place every week for this, not the other nights, but for the sprints. I don't know if he deliberately likes that number. Don't know. But yes, Mr. Smiley, Mr. Jones, Mr. Chris, I shall put it on this for you. There you go. That was good timing. Beautiful liveries everywhere, as you can see. Sheng, come on, Sheng. Come on, Thomas. Come on, boys. Keep it clean. So we're going to have another formation lap, which is fine. Track temperatures 16 ambient, 18 on track. Now, you will remember race 1 started at 6 o'clock in the morning and was 12 and 12. This one is starting at 6 o'clock in the evening. So, this may run into a beautiful sunset. It may run into a sunset and some darkness, because the last one started pretty dark and then ended up in the light, if you remember. So, Keddy, 3rd place. Zach Dow, 4th. Junior Hughes, there he is. Mr. Run DJC himself running in 5th place. Patrick Dean, really impressed with him at the moment. That's been a great run from him so far. Nico there in 7th place. Goodway in his Hot Wheels Merc, he's in 8th. Chris Pizzuk should be 9th. It's saying much better quality. It was indeed, Brooker. It was indeed, yeah. I just got to keep it clean. I think the fact that we're at a different time of the day and we've got higher track temperatures, I think that's going to help everybody. People shouldn't really have an excuse of having massively cold tyres and brakes and not being able to make those changes before the race started, potentially. So there's Mr. Pizzuk, Chris Pizzuk UK. Chris Pizzuk UK, that's because I used to call him something different. Chris Pizzuk in 9th. Senatore in his BMW in 10th place there. Bjorn in 11th. Let's have get a nice look at the liveries up and down the mountain. Sean Freeman, another Run DJC running there in 12th. Massey in his Nissan 13th. Pascal Petrus in the rather colourful Ferrari there in 14th. Blanchett in his striking red Ferrari in 15th. Then we've got Madchip in 16th, and he's in that lovely Aston Martin. Mr. Prentice in his BMW, first race that was previously, said he really enjoyed it, which was good. Chris Schneider is running 18th in his Bentley there. You've got to be keen to see if he can do the same in this race. Alan Brown in his trusty Aston Martin in 19th place. Harry Goswell in the Tesco Aston Martin running 20th, and then Nigel Longdon with that you can't see at the moment, but he's got a very long smile along the side of his McLaren. Stuart Price running 22nd. You can see he's also in an Aston Martin. Albuquerque, Mr. Albuquerque and Woodward are swapping places. Neil in his Porsche. We'll have more of a look at him in this race. Albuquerque in his sort of stock-ish Aston. Estate Life 2. 2 likes as I'm on another account. Well, who are you? Is this one? It's Smiley. Is this you with one of your 4 accounts? Is it, or is this somebody else completely? But I appreciate it. I thank you very, very much. It all helps. It all helps. Where do we get to? Right, Ian Thompson there in 26th in his Porsche. I like the delivery on that Porsche. It looks really cool. Lurchie's 27th. Mariano in 28th position in the BMW with blue and pink. So nice one. Sven Corvin there in his Porsche as well. Really, really nice livery on that. Black and red really stands out. James Williams in his pink big Porsche. Of course, Michael Herbert in the McLaren. Paulie in the BMW in 32nd. Hellman 33rd. Cameron Martin in the Porsche 34th. And then Terence Keenan and Ludovics Bavets. And there we go. What's up, Jan? Right, let's get back. Why are you frustrated, dude? Smiley or fuck? Oh, right, okay. Oh. I get, well, yeah. I get it. Anyway, I get it. It's frustrating. So just chill. Watch this slide. It's going to be carnage. Anyway, as we can see, we're all lined up as we come through the chase. Everybody is 2 by 2, just like we did before. I will stay on Helicam to please you lot and see if we can pick up any other action that happens. I can't press replay, remember, because it will freeze on me. So if we catch it, we catch it. If we don't, we'll figure out what happened. Alright, I'll just move down the grid. Anyway, into Murray's we go for the final time before the race gets underway. Good luck, everyone. This is Formula Racing League Timpson Super Sprint Series. Race 2 this evening, remember, 25 minutes. It is going to be carnage. It is going to be carnage. And they're making them wait slightly. And we are off. So I want to see the front 2 because we saw in the last race, Thomas and Sheng got together. And this time, Sheng goes in a little bit timidly and lets him go. Move backwards, screen. Move backwards. Right, so we've got Keddy. Watch Keddy fuel at the counts race doesn't count. ACC, yeah, no doubt. So Zach Dow currently in first place, Keddy in second. So that is as you were from the last race. And oh, we've got someone. Oh, was that? Oh, was that? Oh no! Tell me. And we've got more chaos. Oh dear, boys and girls. Who's that pulling back out? You can't just pull back out. And yet again, so we're looking at Bjorn at the moment. So I think I've got to say, I have to say, so Bjorn is there. Oh no, it was a little bit further back than that. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say, ladies and gents? I'm not going to comment on that too much actually, because it's a lot of people's races ruined. I think one thing people, and I'm not saying anyone in particular, I mean generally speaking, as drivers, one of the things we've really got to get better at in any league as an individual is just that spatial awareness. If I'm driving on this track and I know I've just had an incident of sorts, or even if I'm offline, or if I've ducked a wheel on the dirt and I'm thinking, okay, something's going to happen, I'm going to do my utmost to make sure I am nowhere, unless I'm bouncing across the track and then it's too much momentum, but I'm going to make sure I am not going to get into other people's races, You reckon James was in that one, did you? Let's have a look, see. Blanchett, Madship, Black Magic are all in the pits. James Williams, let's have a look at him quickly. Where's he running? He's still running in 30th, so if he was, he'll just say, no, I wasn't. Well, you can see a little bit of scuffage, shall we say, on that Porsche. So let's get back to where we were earlier on. So Thomas Nopek now leads this race. He'll be quite happy with that. However, he's got some rather close company in this man, and I am actually really looking forward to seeing these two No, it's not Sheng. Sheng's dropped down. It's Zagdao. Sorry, I'm really looking forward to seeing. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Sheng get some race pace. But I mean, this is fantastic for us, isn't it? So Zagdao, remember, he was leading the last race. People would rather die horribly than lose a place. I know, mate. I don't get it. I'd rather lose. Well, that's why, you know, I'm not Max Verstappen. But I'd rather. Oh, Zagdao's lost it. He's lost it. Let's get a replay. Oh no, don't Kit. Oh, Keddy's so lucky. Oh my word, it's Sheng went past as well. Wow, that was absolutely amazing. So Zagdao comes in and look, he completely loses it, and then Keddy's thinking, which way do I go? And how close was that? How close was that from Sheng? Absolute cat-like reactions there, because they always say, don't they, if you're seeing a car that's spinning, aim for the back end, because that is going to come round. And that was, wow, that was so close, but well done, you two. Hearts in mouths moment, no doubt. So Thomas now finds himself with a 4.7 second gap back towards Keddy, and Keddy's got himself some serious company in Sheng. Sheng definitely wants to get some stuff done in this race, without a doubt. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea. State Life, no idea. That was some really, really good skill there. Let's just take a look for a moment and do a little bit of an appreciation, shall we? Look at 4th place, the 998 BMW of Patrick Dean again. Absolutely up there in the M class, mixing it with all the pros. Absolutely brilliant. I'd back out, give whoever the corner into the mountain. Yeah, it's one place. It's not worth it, right? You know, it's not even up for debate, really. It's not even a case of, oh, you know, maybe we could go too wide there, or we can have a scrap through a sequence of corner. You just can't. Not here. Not unless you're at the far, you know, unless you're sort of Conrod straight, and then maybe through the chase and into, you know, into the last and the first corner. But nah, it was Brooker. Absolutely amazing car control, without a shadow of a doubt. So this battle rages on. Keddy is going to be tested. Keddy. I don't think Keddy doesn't get put under that much pressure all the time. He's either at the front winning, or he's harrying somebody. And this is what I love about doing this part within sim racing, is when you see newbies turn up, which it's not all. I don't want to do a disservice to anyone as Nico drops a position there. Junior Hughes moves up to 6th. We will check that out in a moment once I finish what I'm trying to say. But I love it when new people turn up and they just absolutely go for it, and they should. Yeah, and they've got skill and they've got speed, and they just turn up and they're just like, hey, I'm the top 5 guy, so, or top 3 guy. You know, what do you all got to do about it? And then it's just another excellent person in the mix, which hopefully. I think we've got a good group. I know we've seen a couple of incidents today, but I think generally speaking we've got a good, quick, very quick group of racers who are generally speaking very courteous to each other, and I love it when we get new guys coming in. Chris, to answer your question, Jan, Chris Pizuk is in 26th position. 100% caught up in that. It was just too big, wasn't it? It was huge what happened there. So 1st, 2nd and 3rd, no change there. These two are 0.8 seconds between them. And then we've got Patrick in 4th place. Are we going to get a move done there? No, it's definitely in the toe though, isn't he? Patrick is not far behind. Zach down in 5th. Junior Hughes is a second behind, and then Nico's just a second behind him. So let's give a little bit of kudos. You guys are going to do this all race, aren't you? Keddy and Sheng are going to do this for the entire race. See ya. And Patrick D, look at him go. P1 in the AM class, P4 overall. He's moved up 2 places. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. You can all see now on your screen next to the race gaps, the positions in terms of has people made up positions or have they lost positions. So you can see who's winners and losers on that quite clearly. Cameron Martin has moved up 18 places, which is impressive. And we'll have a look at who's lost the most places very, very shortly. But let's get some Zagdao and Junior Hughes action, shall we? Indeed. Haven't been on board with Mr. Hughes yet today. Petty is still holding off Sheng. That's now 1.2 seconds. So obviously I came away at the right time. But yeah, Mr. JR lock and load, trying to hunt down Alex Zakdal. This is for 5th place. Remember, championship is important. All of these points are really counting, especially when we're at this stage during race 2. If you're going to be able to take a good haul of points with you, that's going to make a very, very big difference. Thomas Snopek, who's leading the race, remember, is also leading the championship. But then you've got Mr. Hughes and Chris Pizzock are also massively up there in the championship. And luckily, Mr. Pizzock has had a poor evening in terms of getting caught up in incidents. As did Mr. Junior Hughes in the last race. But our man Nico is out in, that is at Longdon, all over the track, bumbling along there. Number 29, I do believe that was Nigel Longdon. That wasn't 29. Well, Ian Prentice has just dropped a spot, so Senatore and his BMW has managed to elevate himself up to 11th position. Ian Prentice down to 12th, but again, just get the race finished, man. And Thomas Knopek currently has the quickest lap of the race with a 2:01.417. So, I mean, he's doing his job, right? He's leading the race, he's got the fastest lap of the race, he's building the gap. Well, he's building a massive gap. It's now 5 seconds, 6 seconds, so he's doing very well there. Right, what's going on for our man Nico? So behind him, he's got Mr. Goodway in his quick. Remember, he finished P2 in the first race. A very, very quick Mercedes. But in front of him, he's chasing down Mr. JR in his Beamer. And we've got, oh dear, Mr. Goodway. Goodway's had a spin. What's happened, Dave? What's happened, buddy? Let's get a replay on you. So he just lost it over there. Okay, so again, remember what I was saying earlier on. It's important to remember now the drivers that are now coming up to that section of track. Obviously, Dave, he's probably going to try and turn that around, but he's waiting. He can't, can he? Yeah, he can't just reverse out into everybody. He does reverse now, but obviously assumes he's checking his map. He's looking around, seeing what's going on. That there is space and safety to do that. You can't just go, oh no. Oh dear, I had a little bit of an accident there. I tell you what, I'm just going to drive off now. Or I need to reverse, so I'm going to. You can't. I mean, you can do that. You're going to ruin a lot of people's races. Harry Goswell and Chris Schneider, they seem to have picked up where they left off in the last race, and that move was just done. So, well, let's do it. Let's get on board. Let's enjoy the battle of these two once again. Very similarly paced. It was a good battle in race 1, it has to be said. Up towards House Corner and then onto Mountain Straight, onto those brakes. He's going to go for a switcheroo. Just a little bit careful through there. Looking to try and get on the throttle a little bit quicker than Chris Schneider. But again, Chris Schneider's no mug. He's been racing with us for a long time and we know he's quick. We know Chris Schneider is quick. Changed car for this particular series. Normally I think Chris Schneider's in a Beamer normally, but decided to take the boaty this time out. So Harry evidently had a better drive through Quarry, but what are you going to do up the mountain? Nothing. There's no room. There is no room up there. Not a great night of racing tonight. I know, Sean. I know, mate. Unlucky. I feel for you, buddy. I feel for a lot, but I have said a few things about it from my view, and I think the size of both incidents could have been avoided. Let's put it that way. That's just my take on it. So these two are having their battle yet again, and this is for 12th and 13th place. Where are they in class 1, 2, 3? So this is for 4th in class as well. So Ian Prentice, ladies and gents, only his second race at Keddy. Well, that move has been done. I won't be able to replay on that for too long. Let's see if it'll go back that long. Just 1 second. Let's try this. We do get it. So you can see Shank evidently got into the slipstream all the way down the Conrod Straight. So this was a move coming in towards the chase. This was for position. This is a replay, by the way. So into the chase they go. He's already ahead. Moves over to the middle of the track slightly just to make sure that Kelly doesn't think about diving down the inside. And into the chase they go. Move done. Happy days. Well done to them. Right, so those two are swapped over. Blue flags, so now they've got traffic to contend with. And Alex Zakdow, as you can see there, he's just got a move done on Patrick Dean. So it's all to play for at the moment. We've got a nice little group of cars together now, haven't we? So we've got Sheng and Keddy. There's only 0.3 between them. But this battle we're looking at the moment here, we've got Zakdow, Dean, Hughes and Veldman. There is only, well, what is that? There is half a second, 1.3 seconds between these guys. So all Zakdow, and then Zakdow he did have a race with incident in race 1. Not saying it was his fault, but we know that Honda, she can get very, very leery indeed. Let's have a look from this view. Let's have a look at Zakdow's name on his wing. Got to love that as we're coming down the mountain. So Dean just behind him, you can see tucked up rather close behind Peter Dean is Junior Hughes, and then just behind him is Nico Veldman. I'm actually going to give some really big kudos to Mr. Veldman. Again, I think one of his first races with us, and he's mixing it, which is fantastic, and it's good, safe driving. Live chat, Brooker says, come on JR, totally, I know who you're supporting. Keddy will be crying about the Macca. Hey, can't do anything about it. He loves the Macca. Oh, and then so you go, Zakdow, don't kill anyone. Ah, James Williams. Okay, I want to go back on that. Let's go back, please. Right, so you can see he's just coming up to James there, and so he's trying. Obviously, he's trying to be nicely controlled it, and he had. Do you know what? If he'd have kept down track, it would have been a beautiful slide. But Zakdow, as you can see, is falling down the mountain when he goes. Sorry. He is now in 11th, which is a real shame. However, gives this man a bit of clean air. He gets the move done. So Junior Hughes, so let's go back a little bit, see if we get a replay of that one. Junior Hughes manages to get that pass done, and we can see that now, where he's already got that done. So I think he's definitely taken advantage of the fact that they had that little bit of a situation there that James Williams was involved in and Zakdow was involved in, and JR Lock and Load puts himself in a much more comfortable position. As you can see, the lighting is changing, so the sun, I do believe, is starting to go down a little bit, which is going to have its own challenges for these guys. So Thomas Nopek is still leading. We've got under 10 minutes left of this second race this evening. Sheng is still second, Keddy third, 0.7 behind. Then we're on board with Junior Hughes at the moment. He's in fourth. He's got nearly 6 seconds to make up. Don't think that's going to happen unless there's an incident. But just behind him, he's got Patrick Dean, who's P1 in the AM class, who's been absolutely a revelation tonight in his BMW. And then we've got Nico Veldman in the Audi in 6th position. So these three have been having a really, really good battle. I think what JR needs to do now is what he's good at, which is head down and just be consistent. Do not let the mountain control the car, as daft as that sounds. Senatore, let's change the camera angle on that. Now, I've got to say, who's that? Albuquerque 104. That's got to be Albuquerque. Just getting out of the way. Just back off. I know you've got your own race that you're running, but right, into the chase, nice and easy through there. So JR's going to be hoping now that Albuquerque holds up his two challengers. So I was going to say, so Pascal Petris running in 7th place. It's not too bad for him, most certainly. And then we've got Senatore in his BMW, the 112 BMW. He's running 8th at the moment. Michael Massey, remember, in the M class as well. Cameron Martin gets a move done on Harry Goswell. Let's get a replay of that if we can. Stop pausing. So Cameron's car, wow, Harry's car, you can see, is massively damaged. Definitely got floppy bonnet syndrome. And Cameron Martin literally just, wow. There wasn't even a question there. And Harry now looks like the damage on it. Get in the pits, Harry. Get in the pits. Good man, 8 minutes to go. See if you can get back out and finish. That's the only thing you can do with that. Tesco Aston. Well, I don't know about Tesco Express. Don't know about that anyway. So let's give it a little bit of time to our current race leader. I think he's just gone past Chica there. So Thomas Knoppek, he is leading the race at the moment. And who was that? That was Corvin, wasn't it? In his Porsche, he was going very slowly there down the hill. Indeed. Let's hope he doesn't. Let's have a look at his steering. Let's just try and figure out what's wrong with his car. Who knows? Is the answer to that one. I don't. Stuart Pryor makes a move. He moves up on Harry Goswell. Obviously, Harry's in the pits at the moment, so that promotes Longdon and Herbert as well. What about Chico? What's he up to? Chico's running in 20th at the moment. Where is he? Where are you, Chica? You are... It's not giving me time, but you've got 12 seconds back to Zachdow. That man has had a massively... A few, actually, have had massively unlucky races this evening. And I don't know if Harry will end up coming back out, to be fair. New move done. Wow. Wow. Nico Velman, round the outside, takes the inside line into the chase. A nice move there. And did Petris get the move done as well? He did. So, Pascal Petris and Nico Velman both get a move done on Patrick Dean. Maybe there's a tyre issue there, and you can see it's looking rather busy on track. This, remember, isn't everybody all racing each other. This is people in different positions. Obviously, we had that massive incident at the start, so who knows what's going to happen, but we certainly have some good, close racing still going on. 6 minutes left of this race, so Patrick Dean finds himself now in 7th place. Senatore is in 8th. Is that him there? It is. He's right on him. Let's get on board that one, shall we? Oh, that move's probably just been done. Oh, steady. Oh, who was that? Who was that? Massively slow. They're trying to get out of the way, no doubt. 46. Who's 46? 1 second, ladies and gents. Let me find that one. That was sort of telling me. That's very nice, isn't it? Anyway, down the hill we go. Everyone's in close quarters. Thomas Knoppek is still leading this race comfortably by 9 seconds over Schenk. A little bit of dirt kicked up. They don't want to be doing that. Don't want to be dirtying the tyres, getting out of shape at all. And now let's go. Let's chase. Let's get after it. I mean, I know we do always get incidents, and Michael Massey is running in 9th, so I'm not 100% sure if Patrick has got damage somewhere, because Massey's now chasing him down as well. And then we've got Prentice running in 10th, although I believe I saw no damage on Prentice in his BMW in the 666 Beamer. Well done to you, buddy. Having another good, solid run. But now, the interesting thing is, Patrick Dean, so Senator, oh dear. That was contact, definitely. Senator and Pascal looks like, yep. So those two have got nice and tight, haven't they, as they've come into the chase. And they probably just haven't yielded at all. Why risk being bumped off? Yeah, and you're probably right, Dean is protecting his win. I think you're totally right there, because he's only got a second now. But has he though? I mean, you've got to think, in the first race, let's say, right, you know, he was just going for it, wasn't he? Yeah, he was just absolutely going for it, and that served him pretty well. So I don't know why you would then start being a little more too conservative. Well, I suppose 3 minutes 30-ish left. What's that? It's a couple of laps, isn't it? So maybe Sebastian H is in. Good evening, Sebastian. Hope you're well. Go NCR. Yeah. Who's NCR? Nico Rosberg? No, I'm joking. But yeah, good to see you, Sebastian. And I'm assuming you've just joined us. We've got a couple of minutes left on this one. It has been both races. We've had big incidents. I mean big incidents, which apart from that incident in race 1 and race 2, it's actually been really good. I would suggest both have been clean, aggressive, good races. But okay, good to know. Massey, Senatore and Dale, good to know. Sebastian, good to know. So closest battle we've got is Longdon and Pryor. So you know what we need to do? We need to have a look at them, don't we? So on board with Nigel Longdon, 17th position, and he's battling with Mr. Pryor in front of him. So again, this is in the AM category. Currently 10 of you still with me. Do you know what? I really appreciate it, everyone. You know, it's a Tuesday evening. You've all been busy. You've all had hard days at work, and you're all just listening to me rabbit on. You know, hopefully you enjoy what you're seeing in terms of what's on the TV, what's on your screens. But I do appreciate everyone that does stay in and contributes in the chat. That's what we need. Keddy, faster. Oh wow, and that was lucky that he didn't collect him there, wasn't it? So Pryor has himself a most definite off, and that allows Nigel to scamper free, and that puts him in clear air. So Thomas is out at front. He's got, I would suggest, 1 lap left after this one. And then we've got Sheng. Sheng's still 9 seconds behind. Keddy 6.1. I know, Jan, you want Keddy to do well. He's doing well. He's on the podium. He's not catching 6 seconds up to Sheng. Sheng is rapid around here. Junior Hughes is in 4th place still. 3.3 behind. And Nico Veldman, race of his life so far, especially after what happened in race 1. Was looking forward to that. Pressure got to him. Yeah, definitely. But go Team Long Smile. Dropping breadcrumbs everywhere, Chris, right? Mr. Wow, okay. Patrick, oh dear, who is that? So that's Corvin. What's happened there? So Corvin, so they're all coming down nicely there, no issues it looks like. And then, so it looks like Zach down and Corvin, the Honda and the Porsche got together slightly, and that's caused everybody to bunch up again. So, well, Patrick Dean is still holding 6th place, so he'll be happy with that, which is 1st place in the AM category. Michael Massey, you can see in his Nissan, is not far behind at all. He is trying to hunt that position down. He wants that. He wants 1st place. But then Senatore in 8th position, well, obviously he wants to pick off some more places because it's more points for him in the pro category. And Prentice is still running in 10th position, but 3rd in class, which is impressive, which is pretty good. So Thomas leading this one. I'm going to keep my eye on the doubters, but I think we should give our man a little bit of time because he has. Let's face it, he has driven a immaculate race in the second one. Yes, I do believe that he was potentially. James has made up some places as well. Good for him. Let's have, where is he? He's 22nd. Well done to you, James. 30th to 22nd at this stage. That's right. But yeah, I think Thomas may have been at fault for the turn 1 incident in race 1 and paid a price for that. But again, he's shown in qualifying he has the speed in that BMW, and all throughout this race he's had no issues at all. Sheng's got to finish in 2nd place. Again, there's no mean feat there. And Pete Dean and Massey, oh come on boys, don't do this now. As he's coming through there. Uh-oh, Nico's had an off somewhere. Ah, Nico is going to be gutted. Nico Velman is falling down the tables. He's down to 8th now. He's evidently had a little touch somewhere, and we're looking at Pete Dean and Michael Massey on the way down the hill. This is for the race win in the AM class, and I know Thomas is going up towards the chase at the moment. I need more cameras. I see Thomas doing what he does best, spanking our butts. Nah. He's doing great, don't get me wrong, he's a consistent driver, Sebastian. He is a consistent driver. And as he comes to take the race win, so well done, Thomas. Fantastic drive for you in race 2 there, my friend. Well done. P1 and a race win, and we'll get on to Sheng and we'll see what's happening there. As Dean and Massey, that looks like it's pretty much sorted itself out. So Sheng, you know what, Sheng? Well done for P2. I'm actually glad to see that you finished that one, and I think there's a lot more to come from you. That's a name I'm not going to forget for a while. Marco Keddy, well done, mate, in your beautiful. That's it, Thomas. Get some donuts going. And JR Lockenload, you can see in his yellow and white BMW there, crosses the line in 4th place. Well done to you. Patrick Dean held on in the end for P5 overall, but P1, so congratulations to you in the AM class. And Michael Massey He's been ultra consistent. He is ultra consistent, is Michael. He's always in that top 3, finishes P2 in the AM class, P6 overall. Pascal Petris finished the race in 7th in the end, then Senatore in 8th in his BMW. Ian Prentice, do you know what, dude? Well done. Well done to you. P3 in the AM category, 9th overall, so a top 10 finish. Welcome to the club, my friend. Well done to you. And Nico Veldman, probably a little bit gutted in the end, finishing in 10th position, but was happily in top 5 there. So I'm looking forward to watching Nico race again. He'll no doubt be in the live chat in a moment, tell me what happened. Fresh Brizzle, consistent as ever. He finishes in 11th place in his Aston Martin. Dale finished in 12th. Chris Schneider 13th overall, 4th in class for the AMS, and then Cameron Martin in his Porsche finished in 14th place. Paulie has come across the line in 15th. Then we've got Nigel Longdon, Team Longsmile in 16th. Stuart Pryor, we saw those two having a really good scrap before there was that issue there, so he's got to cross the line in 17th. Chica is going to finish 18th. Chris Pizzock's going to be 19th. And then Albuquerque finished in 20th. Ludovic Favets 21st for FBR Racing. James Williams, as I say, improved from qualifying 30th. See you later, Brooklyn. Thank you very much for joining in this evening, mate. I appreciate that. And Mariano in 23rd. Harry Goswell 24th in the end. Blanchett 25th. Keenan 26th. Herbert finished 27th. Only consolation is he's probably going to hook the side of that car. Sven Corvin in 28th. Did get caught up in a couple of things I felt probably weren't hit of his making, but definitely happened. Lurchie's in 29th, Black Magic in 30th, and Dave Goodway, we saw he'd been massively quick tonight, finished in 31st. So, well, that was absolutely crazy, wasn't it? So, I mean, there we go. We've had 2 really epic races yet again. We've had incidents, we've had good passes, we've had a lot of stuff, and well, it's the super sprints. It's always fascinating. So, we'll see you guys next week for another instalment. Congratulations to the podiums in both the Pro and the AM category on both races. Thank you to everybody that's joined in this evening, everyone that's watched, everyone that's left a like, dropped a sub, made a comment. That's exactly what we want to build that up. And if you haven't done either of those yet, please consider doing that. If you want to catch more from me, I'm going to be live tomorrow evening for a different league for ERS. You can, if you want to catch me tomorrow night, you can. It'll be an hour earlier. But until then, ladies and gents, comms by Coops, out.